Sanjay, are you sensing a change in tonality? And Rajat says that with the blitzkrieg that he's launched since last week, the Prime Minister has been able to nip the damage very early, realize that there was a potential problem and quell it.
Well, I tended to quite like the analogy that Rajat mentioned, the David versus Goliath, because the truth is that David wins in the end. And I think you're looking at a very fascinating tussle from here on. But I believe the headwinds are now with the opposition. And I'll tell you why, Rahul. Number one,
if the headwinds are with the opposition, it means the opposition is being pushed back. You mean the tailwinds are with the opposition?
Correction,
okay, no problem.
Tailwinds are with the opposition, and I see the opposition really gaining. Here is my point. When Mr. Modi made that statement about 370 and 400, look at the timing of when he said it. That was the time when the Ram Temple consecration ceremony of the Pran Pratishtha was happening. And I believe Mr. Modi and the BJP believed that this election was done and dusted because it will fall into the emotional quotient trap, where everybody will be so carried away by the religious fervor that, issues won't matter. But the truth, and once again, this is the reality, the Congress manifesto, and this is what Mr. Modi has been talking about. The Congress manifesto, it is now the agenda of our times. Rahul, go back to how many programs are now happening on what the Congress has articulated. Frankly speaking, that shows two things. Number one, the BJP after 10 years is finding itself rather mealy-mouthed in saying what it has done, what are its achievements to the people, and believing that that has the currency. Because frankly, there are many fault lines. So they may claim X, but there are many things that haven't happened. And in economics, anybody who knows, you do something, but there is a cost for doing something. You actually can't do something else. The second point is the Congress's appeal to what they believe is the real issues matches with what is happening at the ground. Now, you can agree or disagree with the CSDS survey, but they said the 4 or 5 prominent issues with the common people of India across the country are unemployment, which is a serious issue, inflation that you cannot ignore, particularly food inflation, corruption, electoral bonds, and you can't ignore the fact that development in the last 5 years, India has grown by just 4.1%. There will be consequences. All of us on this program are pretty privileged, Rahul. Now, here's my last point. Mr. Modi is attacking the Congress manifesto and the fact that, Rajat says that he energized the cadre. But at what cost? He's got a hate speech allegation against him. He's alienated, let me tell you,
Let Rajat respond to that. Sanjay says it's alienating the middle swing voter who's the pro-development but not necessarily pro-Hindutva voter. It brings down his image as this global statesman making India a Vishwaguru, and it doesn't behove the position of the Prime Minister. Respond to Sanjay Jha. Rajat.
Well, first I wanted to tell Sanjay ji that Congress is no David, it is Mungeri Lal. Unfortunately for the Congress, they daydream, Sanjay ji. The problem is they don't have stalwarts, good strategic thinkers like yourself on their side, because they each time, when they possibly see an opening, they really ensure that they themselves close that opening. And this has happened repeatedly. And I have raised a couple of points that, you're talking about manifesto. I think manifesto is the weakest link of the Congress party. And this is why it has been torn apart, shredded every single day by the Prime Minister. You the other day were saying that, there is no mention of inheritance tax, but there is also no mention of reservation being taken away by the BJP. But still
but that's the whole point. We're discussing issues which the others are alleging to do, which aren't frankly. The BJP has no intention of doing away with reservation. There is no mention of that in their Sankalp Patra, and neither is the Congress saying anywhere that they'll take the Mangal Sutra of our women away. So it's almost as if we're living in this make-believe world where you throw whatever mud you can and hope that something sticks, and some of it is sticking.
But Rahul, here is the point. If every opposition party is saying there should be a caste survey, and there has been a caste survey not publicly declared, why is the BJP the only party shying away from doing a socio-economic caste survey? And that obviously raises the question that the BJP is deeply uncomfortable, and all of us, since we are politically very wired up, know that the BJP sees it as a threat towards larger creating that very monochromatic Hindutva campaign. Because if you do a caste survey, that will challenge the whole hypothesis.
You are sitting on a socio-economic caste survey in Karnataka. Tomorrow is the election. Why does the government not tonight come out with the findings of the socio-economic caste census in
They
the
will.
state of Karnataka. You will never do that, sir.
You are
It's
not
a
even in
Pandora's
favor
box.
of the survey.
You would never want to
You are
open.
not even
This
in
is the
favor
harsh
of the
reality.
survey.
I know the real politic, when it comes in, you will cave in. This is the problem of double speak of the Congress party.